Hello and welcome to the Irish Eye. I'm Tara Henry and I'm joined by Danny and Dave from the Coronas. Welcome to Brisbane, lads.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having us.
Thanks, sir. Delighted to be here.
So you are currently on tour. Tell us a little bit about where you've been and how it's all going so far.
Yeah, it's been amazing. We started off in Toronto. We've been on the road for a couple of months now. We started off doing Europe. It's probably at the end of September, I think we went on tour, and we played all around Germany and Holland and Belgium, and then we went to the UK, did a full UK tour, and then we had a couple of days off, and then straight over to North America. We started in Toronto, played in New York, Chicago, all over the place, and then ended up sort of on the West Coast and flew over to here, I think.
You've no idea where we are.
Yeah.
Floating around.
And you were saying you've actually lost a few days in the sky, so
yeah, we
I
were
imagine...
going from LA to here, and we went from a day behind to a day ahead, like in one flight, so we lost a Monday in there. But no, we've recovered. We had a day in the pub yesterday, so that kind of got us. We would have lost that day anyway, so it's fine.
All right, don't feel so guilty then. So you've made a new album, Trust the Wire. Tell us a little bit about that and how that came about.
Yeah, well, we've been working on it for a couple of years. We went down to Dingle, County Kerry, which you know, and it's a beautiful part of the world. We wrote it down there, spent a couple of months working on it, and yeah, we're really proud of it. It just came out in the summer, and that's really why we've been on the road promoting it. So delighted to be back in Oz and back in Brisbane playing tonight and promoting the album, and it's all been going really well. So we're loving it. Yeah, it's all good.
Great, and I believe this one has been released on your own label. How did that come about?
Well, we were with Island Records for the previous album, and that kind of didn't work out as well as we would have hoped. But we decided for this one to kind of do it ourselves. We got kind of everything back into our own control, and I think it suits us a lot better to be going around doing our own promotion, doing our own gigs, picking what we want to do ourselves, because we have fans. We're lucky to have fans outside of Ireland as well that we can actually afford to do that. So it kind of feels like we're on top of things again, and it's a good feeling to have your own kind of destiny in your hands rather than waiting for someone to do stuff for you. It's kind of good to be on top of it.
Yeah, great. And I believe you moved back to Ireland recently, from London. So how does it feel to be home? Has Ireland changed much, do you think, since you left?
Yeah, I think Dublin is it feels like there's a new sort of vibe in Dublin in the last few years. You know, obviously we come out of the recession like everywhere else, and there's loads of cool little cafes, and it just seems to have that sort of magic of Dublin that I think might have been missing for a few years. Maybe it's just because when we moved to London, the place got crap, and then when we came back, it got good again. No, but yeah, it's cool to be back there. I think Dublin will always be home to me anyway. I'm very close to family and friends there, and so it's nice. It's really just when we have our time off, we spend it there, and then when we're touring or recording or writing music, we might be in other places. But it's nice to have that base, and we're excited about getting home for Christmas. We got a few big shows at home in December, playing the Olympia and the Ulster Hall in Belfast and stuff like that. So looking forward to getting back and feeling Christmassy. Like, I think we picked a good time to go away. Nothing really happens in Ireland around November. It's just getting into winter, and it's dark and it's cold and it's rainy. So, and here we are, like in lovely Brisbane. So we picked a good time to go on the road, I think.
All right, so Trust the Wire is your 5th studio album.
Yeah.
What's different about this, and why is it called Trust the Wire?
Yeah, well, it's actually a lyric from one of the songs on the album. The last song on the album is called "Look at All the Lovers," and one of the lyrics is, "Would you be willing to close your eyes, trust the wire, and do it blind?" So it's basically, about taking that step forward, the sort of image of a tightrope walker, and sort of trusting yourself, trusting that if you move forward, it's going to be okay, and taking a risk, I suppose, as well, and yeah, going for it. And sort of that's a sort of theme that sort of comes throughout the album. It's about sort of giving yourself a bit of credit and sort of trying to move forward and be positive, and basically us having a midlife crisis, I think, and sort of
taking a leap of faith, but knowing that something's going to be there to catch you. There'll be a wire there. You'll be grand.
And who writes all the songs? Is it a collaboration, or is it you, Danny? Or?
No, it's a collaboration, definitely. I mean, I think with the first album, maybe it was a little bit more so where I would sort of finish or almost finish a song on the acoustic guitar and bring it to the guys. Me and Dave would finish off the lyrics, and the guys would write their parts. But these days, it would just be an idea. Someone will have a few chords or a verse, maybe. I remember for a bit withdrawn, for example, one of the songs of the album, I just sort of had a little verse and no chorus and just a little sort of tag, and I voice memoed it to Dave, and he was like, "Oh, that's really cool," and we went and we all worked on it together, and a lot of the times myself and Dave will do the lyrics together. Or a song like "Good Feeling" on the album, Dave came over to my house in Dublin, and we literally just sat down piano and acoustic and wrote it from scratch, and it was really sort of organic. And So it's funny, different songs can happen in different ways, like, you know, but yeah, it's great that it's collaborative. It takes the pressure off me anyway, so I love it.
And it's not all about Danny's life then, I
Exactly,
suppose.
yeah. That's what people say. Oh yeah, who's that song about? And I go, no, Dave wrote that one. Dave wrote that line.
So guys, you were here in Australia in 2014. It's 3 years since you were back, obviously. How does it feel to touch down on Aussie soil?
It's great. As we were saying, we've kind of been touring around everywhere. So it was like winter in New York about 2 weeks ago, and now we're here and it's summer and stuff. So we're kind of adjusting to that. But no, it's really cool. The first show's tonight, and Aussie crowds are always really, really cool. There's obviously a lot of Irish here who are going to be here to see us as well. But I know we love being here. Pity it's been so long since we were here. We were 3 years or something. So yeah, no, we love being back here. We've got this gig is at Sydney tomorrow. We have, and then Melbourne, Perth, and stuff. So yeah, sorry, that was crap. Can we do that again?
This is live.
I know, what do you mean? Have you had a chance to do any sightseeing, or are you planning to do anything touristy while you're here?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, like it's a really short break we have this time, so we're only here for like a week, and we've got the 4 shows in the week. You know, yesterday was great to just arrive in the morning and have the day to wander around Brisbane. I went for a jog around Victoria Park. You were probably like, who's that sweaty, hairy Irishman who looks out of breath running up those hills? But it was a nice morning, and then we just sort of wandered around Brisbane, and it's great. You know, it's good to be back. And then, as Dave says, we have tomorrow off in Sydney, so, you know, if it's nice, we might go down to the beach, and maybe we've some friends in Sydney as well we haven't seen in a long time, so looking forward to that, you know. So, but as I say, unfortunately, we haven't got too much time to do proper touristy things, but it's great to just be back here. Like, the crowds we play to here are always really welcoming, and, you know, we've been lucky enough that we've done some radio and TV here as well, so it's not just expats coming to see us, you know, which is always encouraging, like, you know. So there's a few Aussies coming down as well, and the word is sort of spreading amongst Aussie friends of Irish people and stuff like that. So yeah, it's cool. We love playing here, and we're looking forward to the shows.
And now, earlier you mentioned Dingle. I was speaking to the lads earlier, and I actually have a bit of an embarrassing story. Last time I met lads was in Kerry, in the Dome in Tralee. I was handing over the crown as the Rose of Tralee to the next girl, and these lads were doing a live gig, which was great. And I actually was asked to come on stage and give a big speech, and fell up the stairs. Crown came off, hair everywhere.
And Dave saw the whole thing.
Dave saw, and I'm mortified. So I had,
like, I recognise you from somewhere. Didn't you fall up the stairs?
You still look fantastic. Good job, brilliantly. It was actually backstage, so
no one knew exactly.
We saw it.
Okay, I was mortified. Yeah, the Kronas have seen my Spanx. That's excellent. Anyway,
what a way to finish the interview. I love it.
Well, Danny and Dave from the Kronas, thank you so much for joining us on the Irish Eye. Have an amazing gig. Look forward to seeing it tonight, and enjoy the rest of the tour.
Cheers, Art. Thanks so much.